My brother's an idiot. Yes, the podcast that's number one in the world for five whole people, as you just heard, if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcasts. If you're live, you didn't hear any of that because we can't figure out how to play our intro music on Restream. We're awesome. Hey, Mark, what's going on, bud?
Yeah, doing good, man. We are awesome, aren't we?
We are.
We are amazing.
Awesomest. Yes.
We are amazing. Just had a little quick trip. Me and the Duchess went and visited the lead man in her side of the family over in a real fun spot in the Midwest. And we had a good time over the weekend. It was a really great weekend. How was your holiday weekend, sir?
It was good. Got a lot done and then didn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Was going to try to get out and get some fishing done, but the storm front kind of put a damper on that. Wasn't about to traipse around in the mud, chase nothing, because you know how cold fronts are.
Right.
That was a big no thank you for me.
Sorry to hear that, my friend.
Nah, that's all right. There'll be other times. I did get some cool booze, though. I got some of it over here behind me.
Nice. I see a little bit of it.
Yeah, I put most of it away, but I always have to have something next to the old King Goon sign, and I've got what is that? That's the Ocho Reposado, and then that corn mezcal.
Interesting.
That I have not tried yet.
You'll have to let me know what you think of that one.
Yeah, maybe later on in the show. We'll have to go. Maybe during Vroom Vroom, I'll go get one of my Glencairn glasses and we'll try it out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I will have nothing to contribute to Vroom Vroom talk. Speaking of which, dipshit, what's shaking, Bacon?
Not much. I sat dog while Mark was on adventures. So this weekend I drank a beer and watched a lot of Vroom Vroom, which is why we're going to talk about Vroom Vroom. Vroom Vroom.
Hell yeah.
Vroom,
let's
vroom.
get into it. We are going to start off with a little bit of a fantasy draft. The squad does not know what's coming because I didn't want to give them any prep work, but they're going to be able to tag team this effort. If you didn't see the news of the last couple of weeks, the NFL announced that they are going to allow their players to participate in the Olympic flag football competition in Los Angeles next year. Much to the dismay of some, including he who is named Hoosh, the quarterback of the U.S. flag football team. It's like, oh, man, we brought it here. We should get to play. Look, dude, you're going to get to be third string behind two world-class athletes who are not 5'7" and 140 pounds. Just
go get you in the record books as the first gold medalist.
Yeah, just get that. Yeah, you'll be okay. You'll be on the team.
Get you a gold medal. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you're going to be on the team, but you're not going to really get a chance to play much unless it's like fourth quarter against Somalia. Right, it's going to be something like that when it's 106-4.
The islands of Heard and McDonald throw out a bunch of penguins at us.
Yeah, right. Oh, waddling, doing the penguin dance
with the basketball or with the football,
with the football,
helmet on his head.
Right,
low center of gravity, it could work.
Yeah, good. They're just not
until
very
it gets punted into the next bucket into the atmosphere.
Right.
Good point.
All right, so Goon Squad is going to draft a fantasy NFL flag football team. You're going to get 6 picks, 3 offensive players that aren't quarterbacks, 1 quarterback and 2 defensive players. And then you are going to put them up against the team that I have selected. Just because I did a little bit of prep work. So while we're doing, then we're going to see who has the better team. Okay. So round number 1, with your pick, you get whom, and you two can talk it
out. Mark, I just sent you a thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing. So hold on a second. Let me get in here. Oh, good call. Thank you. So
2024 leaderboards.
We're not. So first off, this is kind of a weird draft. So normally we're drafting against each other, and you can't use each other's draft picks. and it ends up being a little not muddy, but there's some competition and that kind of thing. This is just we're getting the full slate of all American players here, and we're having to select down to 6 from all of these. And so this is for the American flag football, the first American flag football in the Olympics, which is going to be in 2026. We have to keep that in mind, Michaela. It's 2026 is when this is happening. So this is not this year, it's next year. Where do you want to start here? What are you thinking? Do you want to start with a quarterback?
Well,
or do you want to start with
Matt, are you gonna draft dudes, or do you already have your list?
I already have my team.
He's already got his
Okay.
team.
I've already got his team picked.
Fucking rattle off 6.
Yeah,
bros.
you guys can.
Yeah, we just
6,
yeah.
I gave you guidelines that you have to stay inside of.
How many quarterbacks did you say we could take?
One
Quarterback. Okay, so why is the quarterback Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow? Which one of them?
So for me, it's Lamar Jackson. It's got to be someone who can move around. Yeah, it's got to be someone who can move around. So it's got to be Lamar. So that's knock that one off the list. Then you need 2 more offensive players, correct?
You need 3. You need 3 offensive players that aren't
three offensive players that aren't
positions. Yes.
Okay. Now for me, you're gonna need some guys that can move, and the big thing with the way that it works in flag is it's all route based, right? Like these guys they're pushed a little bit, but yeah. What do you got, Michaela?
Would you say you'd like a guy who could jump over someone backwards?
I would love to have a guy who can jump over someone backwards.
Let's go ahead and just put fucking Saquon.
Saquon's on the team. Saquon is on the team. So we've got Saquon Barkley. We've got Lamar Jackson. Saquon, another year older after this year, but I think he's still going to be just fine. And even so, he'll be healthy going into 2026 for this little tourney. How do you feel about let's see. Let's go to you have given me way too much information to look at here, Michaela.
Sorry.
Let's go to that's the one I want. For those of you who aren't paying attention, I'm looking at the receiving, the number of receptions. Okay, so do we want big guys? Do we want fast guys? Do we want one of each on the outside? What are you thinking here, MJ?
I would say probably one of each, because I'd say Saquon is good for the running and the jumping.
Correct.
And the outspeeding people. So let's do a fast guy and let's do a tank.
Okay, so fast guy for me, I'm not. I was leaning more towards like a route running type guy, but fast I can do too. What are we thinking for fast? Maybe someone like Malik Neighbors for fast.
Like Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Let's pop him in there. Okay, so we need one more offensive dude. Do you have an idea?
Do you think never mind. I was going to make a joke about the corpse of Derrick Henry in 2026.
He can be our assistant bench coach.
Yeah, he's going to teach a different big guy how to big guy. I forgot about the 2026 shit already. Who else on these lists are big?
Yeah, I need a tall guy. I'm thinking of actually getting rid of that whole idea of tall guy at this point in my life. I think I want someone. Yeah, let's get away from tall and let's just have just people, just dudes. What are you thinking about? Like Amon-Ra St. Brown on the other side.
Yeah, that good.
Let's get him. Okay, cool.
Okay, so how many defender dudes?
Now we got 2
defenders.
2 defenders. Who
the
fuck are these people?
So again, this is, you're looking for guys who can catch up to dudes in a hurry, guys that can cover a lot of passes and could possibly go after. So I'm thinking again, we're looking for defensive backs or linebackers specifically. For me,
Can I be 100% with you?
yeah.
I'm not going to be able to tell you the difference between defense guy and defense guy.
Cool. So give me
that being said, what about PS2?
I did good. God, that is where I was going. PS2 is on the list, but let's dial him in there. And then I'm thinking we want someone who's going to be young on the other side. Who's going to be there and young on the other side. Or there.
How are you? No, you're older. I'm just trying to look for names that I recognize.
Hey, and that is honestly not a bad way to look at it. If it were this year, I would say someone like Denzel Ward would be good for that. Just due to the nature of the way he plays that position. But unfortunately, we're talking a couple years in the future, so we want somebody who's
Young.
Yeah, younger, especially the defensive position.
Who is? Why are all the defense guys old? Why are they all so old?
It takes a while to get good at defense, in the NFL.
What about the Eagles? White boy. What's white boy's name on the Eagles?
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah. Is he good? His name is not on any of this list, but I can't tell if that means he's good or not.
I mean, he was good for the Eagles.
Okay, so no, you can tell me no.
No, it's fine. If you want him, we could do that. I'm sure he would be fine because he was a rookie then. I'm actually comfortable with that. If you want to do that,
we're good with that, white boy.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right. So
my initial thought for an alternate is Ladd McConkey.
I like the name. I don't know who that is.
I didn't give you an alternate, so you don't get it.
Anyway, fine.
All right. So you've got Saquon Barkley, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra St. Brown as your skill positions. Lamar Jackson is your quarterback. PS2 and Cooper DeJean as your cornerbacks.
That's goofy.
It is goofy.
We have CB1, CB2.
Right?
That's all you need in flag football.
That's it.
So I'm looking at your list and I'm looking at my list, and I think that my list is actually better. And I'm gonna give you a couple reasons why.
You didn't have the pressure of just people that all one of these people that are watching us at home.
Right.
Hi, Neil, or Toaster.
Or Toaster, whoever it is. My first pick, and Mark, I can't believe you didn't go here. My first pick is actually a 2-for-1. I get depth with a selection.
God
Travis
damn
Hunter.
it.
Yes,
I didn't even.
Yeah.
See, but yeah, you're right. That was a bad job by me.
Speed, route runner, can cover, elite at both.
That would have been perfect. Yeah. That would have been perfect.
My second offensive player that I picked is
I call bullshit, actually. Why? You said we had to have 3 skill players and 2 defensive players, so he has to only count as 1. He cannot play the other side of the ball.
Yes, he can. He absolutely can.
No,
yes,
that's breaking your rules.
He can play both. Who cares?
2 defenses.
It's flag football.
3 offenses.
I still have 2 defensive players.
But he can't count as a defensive player.
He doesn't count as a defensive player, but he can play both. In flag football, depth is everything. My second offensive player is probably the best. I didn't cheat. That's not cheating at all. You guys are just mad you didn't think of him.
Well, the problem is we were looking at players that currently play.
Yeah, and when you were looking at lists, I'm like, he's not on any list of stats. I'm like, they're not. No, he's never going to think of it. Yeah. Best wide receiver in the league gave me Justin Jefferson as my second pick.
Oh, the dude is always hurt. Come on.
Speed.
His knee is going to be exploded in 2026.
He's not going to take a hit on it, so it doesn't matter. And I also want a big guy who can run routes Fantastic hands. Give me Brock Bowers as my third selection. That kid is
He's the
he's
tight end from
for
Las
the
Vegas.
Yep, who had
The
no
Los
quarterback.
Angeles Raiders.
Yeah, had no quarterback and still set all kinds of rookie records for receiving for a rookie and a tight end. So give me that guy. We did match up on two players. We both have Lamar. I was struggling between Lamar and the wee one, but I like Lamar's height a little bit better. They're both eminently mobile, and I think Lamar is a better thrower. We both picked PS2. I think that's a no-brainer.
Honestly,
My
Bo
final-
Nix could have been a pretty good selection for quarterback too, but I didn't want to go Homer.
Right. But I at this stage in his career, I think Lamar is a more polished passer and runner. Yeah, so
Agreed.
It's definitely a little bit more athletic. I have Sauce Gardner as my second cornerback.
Thought about CJ.
And since you threw white lightning at it, I think that my defensive backfield's better than yours because Sauce Gardner's better than Cooper DeJean. I thought about a running back, but we're not breaking tackles here. It's all about grabbing flags. So
but you got to have a move.
I threw. All these guys can move. I mean, you telling me that Justin Jefferson can't juke somebody? He does it all the time.
Not when his ACL explodes in 2 years.
ACL's not going to explode. Don't you start breaking ankles here. You've done this before.
She just did. But somebody fucking toaster, where's my timestamp? God damn it. We need somebody to timestamp this shit. Facebook's going to ban my mouth. I got to watch that shit.
That's all right. The live video only stays
Justin
up for 30
Jefferson.
days. I think you'll be okay.
know. Hello, YouTube.
What did you kill 2 years ago? That's you broke two ankles
Carson
on week
Wentz.
one.
Carson Wentz eliminated both.
We
of
were
his
there
ankles
when
on
that
accident.
happened.
We all went.
Both of his ankles. Snap, snap. Jesus Christ. It was just 3 days ago. Good
Literally
God
happened.
So there you go. That was fun. Good job, guys.
That was.
And let's be perfectly honest. You could pick the bottom rung of any NFL football team and put a team together, and it's going to boat race anything that any other country puts together. So there really is no wrong answer here. Yes, MJ.
I would also like to say that I forgot Sauce Gardner because it doesn't say Sauce on the list, and that's the only name I know him by.
I don't know what his real first name is.
CJ.
I don't know CJ. I know Sauce.
Sauce.
He's got like 3 names that he goes by, but he goes by Sauce, but it's CJ something Gardner. The only 2 countries that are going to come anywhere, 3 really anywhere remotely close to us, Canada, because they have a league of NFL players that will probably, they'll probably poach a few of them. Australia will probably have a pretty good team. Just because it translates well. And I think Germany will probably host a pretty good team too. Other than that, the rest of the world is fucked.
Any of those European teams that have a lot of American bases actually can probably do very well at competing for second. England, Germany, Spain.
I'm not sure
France.
that the British have a chance. I'm not sure that the British have a chance. There's just no athletes there.
Well,
Not
no,
like some of the
they
other
don't have
countries.
their own athletes, but I'm sure there are a ton of people who were born on bases
That's
in those
true.
countries.
Lots of expats.
Yes. Lots of military brats who have been around. So that's
Good
a thing.
point.
Yes, MJ.
Does the flag football is it gonna have the rouge? Can we get goofy ass scores? Does anyone know that?
I haven't
don't
seen
know.
any of the rules yet.
I haven't looked
haven't
at any
seen
of the rules.
I want goofy ass scoregami looking scores.
The only
I'm
thing
sure
I've
it'll be
ever
out
seen
of
of
this
this flag
world.
football was when they introduced it to us. We were at the game, the Broncos game, where they introduced that they were going to actually have it. And they had like 4 or 5 games going on at the same time on the field. So you couldn't really pay attention because, it was just like, look at this. It's awesome. Look at all these kids play sports.
Was
and it was really
was that the
good.
weekend they did the girls flag football? Like
Yeah,
the weekend
there
of
was-
the girls flag. Yeah, that was
There was like
awesome.
4 games on the field at the same time. And it was like, wow, this is
You
really fun to
pay attention
watch.
to
but
one.
at the same
Yeah.
time, you couldn't pay attention to it to keep up
Yeah.
with the rules or anything.
You just had to pay attention to one and like, okay, this is what's happening. Right.
But it was
All
fun.
right. While
Looking
MJ
forward to
is
it.
doing her research into scores and the rules of Olympic flag football, here's a rabbit hole. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs. Mark, the
Yeah.
T-Wolves got absolutely hammered and are
So
now
before I go into my take on this, because I do have some stuff I want to go over on this. I'm going to actually throw this back at you here for a second and just wonder what you were thinking the whole time watching the T-Wolves, other than game, I think it was 3, where they put up what they had. It was like a 36-point victory. Like it just the entire Oklahoma City team was asleep that game, but the other 4 games were pure domination. And I just want to know what your thoughts were as a Nuggets fan watching that go, holy shit. Like if we had one more dude, right?
if we had one more dude or if we were healthy.
Right. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
what are let me ask you what your thoughts were on that game as a Nuggets fan going forward into next year.
That is, and I know where you're getting at because we both saw the Twitter post that the Goon Squad put out. That was as mentally soft a team as I've seen in any playoff series, I think, in recent memory, especially this late in the playoffs. We all know that Rudy Gobert is a head case. He's not the best teammate in the world. He's got a history of punching his own teammates. Ant was clearly out for himself. It's a Minnesota team that I don't think necessarily got better from year to year going back to last year, but they didn't get any worse trading Cat for Julius Randle, but it's not a cohesive locker room. They don't play for each other. There's not a lot of chemistry. It's just a bunch of athletes getting after it. Having said that, that Oklahoma City team and the defense that they play and the physicality with which they play and the fact that they foul on every possession and dare the refs to call it. I mean, it's a strategy, right? The Seahawks did it for years. They can't call PI on every drive if we foul on every drive because they're just not going to call it. That's exactly what Oklahoma City does. Shea is otherworldly. I'm not going to get into the Shea versus Joker debate. I think either one of them could have won it this year. Best team, best player. You can have that argument all day long. Minnesota's got some issues. And I think that the NBA world has come to grips with the fact that the second round of the Western Conference playoffs was actually the NBA finals. And I feel good that we took those guys to 7 games and only just broke down the last. I mean, you've got MPJ out there with one shoulder. You got AG out there on a leg. Jamal was sick. Nothing was working. Sure, you went 7 and you lost in a rout.
Russell had a broken hand.
Russell had, it's not broken. He had torn ligaments.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what
the doctor. He said broken hand, and then the doctor came out and said we just performed the surgery and repaired some ligaments. And who knows when that happened? Makes a lot of sense when you see some of the stuff that happened with him not being able to hold on to the ball and make shoot weird ass shots.
Michaela's favorite piss missile into the second tank.
He did show up on the injury report for Game 7. There was some consternation about why didn't he tell the team? Well, I think he did because he was on the fucking injury report. So who knows what could have happened? But I would have liked to have seen Denver against Minnesota and kind of shake that monkey because Minnesota definitely had Denver's number this year. But that in the playoffs, when it came time to it, they were 1-2-3 Cancun, and they did not have anything worth playing for in their own heads. And it was clear that team is not ready to take the next step.
Yeah, that team is 100% falling apart. Tim Connolly put together a great roster in theory. The problem is it's a bunch of head cases, and the leader in that locker room was supposed to be Rudy Gobert. He's the softest one of the bunch. Ant should be the leader in the locker room. The problem is he's still just a kid. What is he, still 21, 22 now?
I think he's 23.
He might be 23. So he's still super, super, super young. And his influences around him are people like Rudy Gobert. Like, are you kidding me? Mike Conley. No, I'm sorry. That wrong division. But
Conley, you're
Conley
absolutely
is
right.
there. Mike Conley is the best head on that team. But he's super young and he's the leader of that team. And he's got that, like you repeated over and over again, Rudy Gobert is the loudest voice in that locker room, right? It was fractured to begin with. It was, it looks good on paper, but I don't think that it's as cohesive as a unit as they do have in Oklahoma City. And you saw what this Nuggets team did with no coach, no general manager, and no bench. The starting 5 is very, very cohesive. and we'll be back and we'll be fine. I think. I don't think there's an issue with the locker room at all. There's an issue with how many guys are in the locker room that can play basketball. But I think as far as the culture is fine there. So I'm looking at the Nuggets going forward. They're going to be fine as long as they can get healthy. But SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder, masterful performance again. Obviously took a game off, and other than that, really just was playing with Minnesota. Like these guys are below them. And we're seeing on the other side too, in the Eastern Conference as well. New York just looks tired. Really.
I mean, you say that they're up by 18 with.
Okay. I haven't turned on
left.
the game.
They are crushing Indianapolis right now, or Indiana right now.
Well, until that point, they were, they looked really tired and relatively so. But the Western Conference is obviously, that was an easy run, and obviously the best games were in the, like you said, Matt, the previous series in both, and it's been a snooze fest since. I'm looking forward to this finals. I think I'm really interested to see. I'm really kind of hoping that at this point, Indianapolis comes out of the East. I just think that there's a more interesting story there. The Knicks, I can't stand Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry,
Right.
I just can't do it. He's hard to watch play basketball. The guy is, yo, Neil, great to fucking see you too, dude. Happy to see you, brother. The guy he looks like he's not having fun the whole time. He looks like he's on another planet. I don't know what game he's watching, but some of the conversations you see him having with the officials, I don't think you saw that the way that the rest of us saw it. You are living in an alternate reality, brother. And the way he talks after post game and stuff, you can tell that the man's not all there. But I just really don't like the Knicks. And there's a little bit of a bias there too. But that's something else. But I just don't like the Knicks. I feel bad for Brunson that he is there. He seems like a legitimate guy. But I hope Indianapolis comes out of the East, and I think that they don't stand a chance against Oklahoma City. I see it going maybe 5 games, but probably a sweeper.
MJ, what do you got?
Captain Jalen Brunson, born to play basketball. That fucking meme lives in my head. I don't think I could point out Jalen Brunson on the Knicks. I know he plays for the Knicks. I know what his little plush doll looks like because there's that girl walking around putting ice on his little plush knees and giving him cucumber eye wraps. I want the Knicks to win because I want New York City to experience the purge. Otherwise, I don't care about any of those teams. So I don't give a fuck.
We're also seeing in this playoffs a lot of depth issues, and you're seeing that with, Oklahoma City is the only one that doesn't have any depth issue. They're the youngest team in the league, and they run 11 guys. There's a recipe for success right there. If you have 11 guys that you're comfortable with playing basketball, you're going to win a lot of games.
That's very true. That is very true. They are in a little bit of they're in a little bit of a position of this is the year. They have everyone under contract into next year, but Caruso doubles his salary next year. He goes to 18 million from 9. Holmgren's last year of his deal is next year. And everyone pretty much escalates. The only one that they really don't have an issue with is Hartenstein, who his salary actually drops a couple $1 million. But everybody else is there, right? And Mark, to your point, I think they really run 9 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's 9 if you get to Dieng. I don't see them playing Nikola Topic very much or AJ Mitchell. But it's still deeper than what most teams do. Most teams only run 6 or 7 deep in the playoffs. You just run with what you got. But they are set up pretty well. This year, next year they look pretty good, but then Holmgren, Dieng, Jalen Williams, AJ Mitchell are all expiring contracts, and you've got that Alex Caruso deal, which slowly escalates to 22 million in 28 and 29.
He's worth it though. God, he is fucking worth
Right.
it.
He's a hustler, man.
I can't stand watching him play for somebody else. He would be great.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, right? He's not quite
Yes.
he doesn't quite have the Russell Westbrook personality, but he's got that style of game where you just he does all of the dirty shit that you need a player to do.
I really want to punch him, but I respect the shit out of him. You know,
Yeah,
it's one of those
exactly.
guys. It's like Brad Marchand. Kind of want to punch right now.
Right. MJ, you got
Good
any
for
other
you,
thoughts
buddy.
on the NBA?
No. We are down. So at work, I made everyone fill out brackets, and we were gonna see who will win the brackets, and we are down to one bracket of 14 because 10 of us had the Nuggets or the Celtics.
I would say that's a bad job by you, but those were the two teams I had in the finals this year.
Right. I mean, who saw the
One-
injuries coming?
One person had the Nuggets or the Cavs. One
Oh.
person who doesn't know anything about basketball picked who was the 5 seed? The Bucks.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. And
God,
then
that team's in trouble next year.
Mhm.
the last one who got out yesterday had the Wolves, who also didn't know anything about basketball insofar that she had the pickaxes losing to the who did she say?
The pickaxes.
The pickaxes losing to the Wolves because she didn't know the Nuggets logo.
The pickaxes.
As soon as
I
you
can't-
said it, I'm like, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I know it's the Nuggets. That reminds me of like those schedule release videos, like, is that the flowers? And it's the Saints. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Did you guys see the one they deleted it? The Minecraft one. Who
Yes.
did that?
Yeah,
Oh my
it
god, that shit was so funny.
With the
Was it?
Dolphins?
It wasn't.
No,
San
it wasn't the
Diego. No,
Dolphins.
it wasn't the
No,
Dolphins.
because the Dolphins
Because
was
they
in
got
it.
fun of the
burned.
Dolphins. Yeah, that was what
Yes.
it was. We were talking
Yeah.
about
It
Tyreek
was about
getting arrested.
Tyreek.
Yeah.
Tyreek
I think
got
it was
got
San
her.
Diego. There were like 4
It wasn't
Minecraft
San
ones this
Diego,
year.
but it was one of those teams.
Yeah, it was somebody. Maybe it was like Cleveland or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was good.
All right.
The fucking
That's-
Broncos one was stupid.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a rabbit hole we don't need to go down. All right, let's get into some vroom
Damn.
vroom.
like
MJ, I'm going to let you
rabbit
take it
holes.
away, and I'm going to go get a Glencairn glass, and we're going to try this shit. Take it
Ooh.
away.
Okay, so da 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 vroom vroom da 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 vroom vroom da 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 vroom vroom. So this weekend was Memorial Day weekend, and on Memorial Day weekend, all 3 vroom vrooms that I give half a shit about. Actually, let me rephrase: the 2 vroom vrooms that I give half a shit about, and then one additional one had big dumb races. So the Formula Ones had a race at Monaco. It is their big race of the year. Not their biggest, but it's the one everyone knows about. It's big, it's important, and if you can believe it, it sucked absolute shit. It was terrible. Nobody liked it. No one had a good time. They were like, oh, we're going to make everyone change their tires twice. Everyone has to do it. And one of the major teams fucking forgot until like lap 50 of 70 that they needed to pit both their cars twice. So that went well for them. 2 of the other teams were like, what if we just drive really fucking slow and then have like my friend in front of me and he can pit, and then when he comes back he's in front of me, and then he'll drive really fucking slow and then I'll go pit and come back in front of him so that we both get points. It sucked. So that was bad. Then the Indy 500 happened, which is a fucking wild experience to watch at the beginning because there's fucking helicopters buzzing the track while they're doing their formation lap, and they sing like 4 versions of the national anthem. American racing is weird. We'll get into that later. One of the favorites crashed his car on the formation lap. Good work, bud. He had a bad time. Someone else their car caught on fire when they were trying to put gas into it. That sucks. When the first guy crashed, some other guy's brakes were on fucking fire, and they were like, "Nah, you're fine. Just keep driving." His car is on fucking fire. It's fine, whatever. Move along. Speaking of shit that happened in the pits, one other guy was driving into the pits and his brakes broke or something, and he crashed into all of his friends and pinned a bunch of his friends against the wall. Jesus Christ. Someone else like fucked up and like spun out and wrecked. And then there was this one guy, Kyle Larson, who I think is important. He was driving and they were like, listen, this Kyle Larson guy, he has to leave this track at 4:07 p.m. because he's going to fly to Charlotte and drive in the NASCAR race too. And I was like, that seems fucking stupid. I need to watch that. And then Kyle Larson went vroom, 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 vroom around, and then he crashed his car in the Indy car. And so they were like, well, guess he's making his flight. So then he got on his flight and flew to Charlotte, and then what's his name? Palou won the Indy 500. And did you know when you win the Indy 500, they make you drink milk?
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So then cut to the race in Charlotte. I don't Coca-Cola 600, whatever the fuck. NASCAR, whatever. Stupider cars going slower for longer time. The Kyle Larson guy was like, I'm gonna win, vroom, vroom, and then he crashed his car. And then they were like, no. He's okay. Try again. And then they fixed his car. He's like, I'm gonna go, vroom, 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 and then he crashed his car. And so he didn't finish either of the races that he wanted to finish both of. And then some other fucking guy won the NASCAR race. NASCAR's worse than the other two because it takes so long and because not as much happens. But they do still put gas in the car. So there is a chance that a car will catch on fire, which is at least entertaining, if nothing else. Anyway, vroom, vroom.
All right. Thank you for the vroom vroom update.
Real quick on the second race, we were actually at a cousin's house and they were watching the race. They were actually watching the Indy 500. And I don't know, did you see the fact that they started it and then like 0.4 seconds after they restarted the race from a caution, it went straight back into a caution because someone ran into the wall? Did you see that portion of the race?
Marco Andretti. So Scott,
that was fucking dumb. That was hilarious. I watched that. That was hilarious.
Scott, what's his name? Crashed his car. He was like swerving to get heat into the tires, and he fucked up and spun out and eliminated his entire front like nose.
Yeah.
And so they were like, we have to stop. Like, but they, because of IndyCar rules, they only have a certain number of laps they can do before the race starts. So they're like, I mean, technically, the race started. So oops, fuck you, I guess. So then they were under the caution at the beginning. Because that was also when Scott Dixon's fucking brakes were on fire. Because the announcer guys were like, and Scott Newgarden is in the wall, and Scott Dixon's car's on fire. What the fuck is going on? And then they're like, okay, so the race has started, green light, and Andretti's in the wall. And I was like, what the fuck? I was watching, I was like, I thought these people were supposed to be fucking good. Isn't this like the race that they all are good at? And I don't think they're very good at it.
We're all sitting there with, yeah, we're all sitting there with Aaron Darren Doodoo head. I was like, is this race going to start? And she's like, yeah, it's starting now. I said, no, it's not. Like that quick, some jabroni was in the wall.
Well, that was also at the very end. Palou and Ericsson were like going back and forth, and Palou was going, and Ericsson's like catching up to him. And then some other fucking guy was in the wall, and they're like, caution, Palou wins. And I was like, oh, that sucks. What the fuck?
And this is why horse racing is better, because when they run into each other, they don't like just explode. You know, they actually just can like go past each other and then it's fine.
Yeah, sometimes they take out their buddies.
Yeah, they don't explode though.
That's true. Most of the cars don't explode. They do have a tendency to take out 30 other cars, which is hilarious, if nothing else. They're like, okay, so this guy crashed, and that means that these 5 fucking guys are out, including a guy who I didn't realize actual legal name is Stingray Rob. I didn't know that was his legal fucking name. I thought that was a joke. People were calling him Stingray Rob. No. His name is Stingray Rob. And he got crashed when Kyle Larson clashed. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? The IndyCar race was fun. The NASCAR race sucked.
All right. Thank you for the vroom vroom update. Let's move into the NHL. And we have an update. The Stanley Cup Finals is set.
For what?
The final is set.
Final. Thank you.
That's what I said.
Finals.
The final is set. Edmonton wins, beats Dallas. Ottinger gets pulled. Ottinger gave up 2 goals and 2 shots in this game. Ottinger is the first NHL goaltender to be pulled in the first period of an NHL game since Ottinger was pulled in 2023. That happened then too. So he's either really good or really bad. MJ, we've got Oilers, Panthers again. Are you excited?
Yeah, because I can't wait for those teams to murder each other on the ice. If Sam Bennett is not in pieces in the first 10 minutes of game 1, the Oilers have fucked something up. Like Sam Bennett's fucking corpse needs to be behind the net somewhere. If nothing else, they can be like, I'm so sorry. We were just trying to protect Stuart Skinner. Clearly, he was going to do something. But no, it's going to be great. I'm excited. It's going to be good games, which is good because this third round sucked.
It was
Very
terrible.
It was not a good time to watch.
So was not watchable.
Was not
So
good.
here's hoping Edmonton wins at least. I don't want to deal with fucking Florida again being decent. And also I want to see
Only Florida just because of this guy. But that's the only reason. The rest of the state can fuck off.
He is fine. Sam Bennett's head should be on a pike, I
That's
think.
fine.
But
Fuck
also
the Kachucks too.
I would also like if McDavid gets his one so that people can shut the fuck up about him. Or McDavid lose and get traded to the Leafs.
Is that actually a possibility?
There was
I
a
don't know that they
unironic
can make that
From Edmonton to Toronto?
there's
that would
not
start a civil war.
It is a pipe dream.
there's not
That would
but I
start a civil war.
I saw an unironic fucking think piece about it earlier today. They're like, what's the chances that McDavid could go to Toronto? And I was like, holy fuck.
That's like if Josh Allen got traded to New England.
Yeah, after like almost winning the Super Bowl.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and being the Super Bowl MVP on a
Yeah.
team that lost.
Right.
All of the things. Mark, what are you looking forward to in the upcoming final?
Well, first off, I don't know if you caught that in the game today. So we talked about Ottinger giving up the 2 really quick goals, but he gave up 3 really quick ones and then got the hook. He had to sit next to the guy who is Ray Ferraro, who's the commentator they have on ice. Did you see these pictures in the video?
Mm-mm.
So the third broadcaster is sitting there critiquing his performance. Like, yeah, and he's right next, like clearly like, here's Ottinger, and here's Ray Ferraro talking about Ottinger. And he's just staring straight forward, just like, don't turn. Talk about an awkward workspace that has to be for both of those dudes. His job is to talk shit about him, and he has to let him talk shit about him because he did really terrible in a clinching game. Holy shit, what a meltdown. Holy cow.
Well, and the craziest thing is it was only 2-0. Like it got worse afterwards.
Yeah, right. It's good God. And that the only other thing I really care about in this series that we haven't mentioned is my wife's favorite player plays for the Panthers, Bobrovsky, because when we were watching the games a few years ago, she thought they were saying Bob Roski, like the painter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Bobrovsky.
Yeah, Bob.
That's her favorite player. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We also need to mention that this is the 5th time Corey Perry is going to the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 years.
Oh, Also of note, we said I sent these to these guys earlier.
Oh yeah, you need to put that up on the Goon Twitter.
Yeah, I will.
That's super interesting.
I'll retweet it on our Twitter here in just a second. But this is the 45th straight year that a teammate of Jaromir Jagr is going to be in the Stanley Cup final. How that is just incredible. the stat seeking that you have to do to find that is God, it's so good. It's one of the greatest stats of the year.
The NHL can unironically do the six degrees of Jaromir Jagr, and every single player is going to be within those 6.
I just posted it up on our Twitter as the stat of the year, so go check it out at the Idiot Goons.
All right, that's enough of that. I'm sick of both those teams. Fuck them both. Mark, do you want to talk about the Red Sox or not?
Not really. But we probably should. They're my team. We all know. Yeah, go ahead.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Okay. We all know they're my team. I don't let it bother me as much as I used to. And I think maybe that's just a component of having a wife. So I have a life outside of baseball now. So, the games don't mean quite as much to me as they did. But also, like, I've seen the team win a bunch. And literally since the last time they won the World Series in 2018, and I don't know if they won or lost today, but going into yesterday, their team record since winning that World Series is 500 total. All the seasons, all the postseasons they've been in, it's 500 total for all those seasons. So it's been 100% unadulterated mid. And it's been trash mid. They've been walked off, 4 of the last 5 games? And something like 3 of the last 4 and 5 of the last 7, something like that. Perfect timing. I needed this. It's bad. The Red Sox, I'm not sure what's going on with Trevor Story. I don't know what's going on. But I think they need to bonk him on the head. He's not playing good. They can't send him down to the minors because he's old, but they should. They really need to. He is beyond bad. The ERA as a team, they are way below average. As a team, they're at a 4 ERA. They've given up the most errors in the National League for sure. It's just not good. It's not good. They don't know what they're doing at first base. Their plan going into the season was Jimothy Cassis and nothing else. There was nothing else. They didn't have a backup plan. They had no plan for days off for this man. Have you ever seen or talked to this man? You don't know what's going to happen from day to day. And, granted, yes, it was unfortunate that his knee exploded. But what would have happened if he needed a day off? What would have happened if he got really sick? You had nothing? You had nothing else? That was your plan? And they went to Rafi. Rafi was like, I'm going to keep doing nothing except hitting bombs for you guys, and you're going to love every second of it. Everyone, all of the fans are calling for Jarren Duran's head. Everyone wants Marcelo Meyer pulled up. Everyone wants the next guy called up. It's fine. Well, go ahead.
How long until Roman Anthony call up? Because I'm seeing it everywhere.
It's been happening since the year started. They're like, just teach him to play first. It's fine. Just teach him to play first. And the Craig Bledsoe actually went on today and was like, he's not ready to play every day, and we want him to be able to come in and play every day. If he's going to come in and play spottingly, that's not good for his development. He needs to play every day. And the fans don't see that. The fans just, next man up, next man up. I am so fucking tired of seeing that. But I am also tired of seeing us lose in the last inning. I don't know if it's an Alex Cora thing. I'm not sure what it is. But they also weirdly kind of DFA'd, traded somebody to Oakland a couple days ago for cash, which is where this comment from Toaster came in. I don't know what's happening. It feels like something big is coming. I just don't know what it is. I don't know.
Alex Bregman to the season-long IL, and we're trading for Juan Soto.
I don't think it's that big. Although I think Bregman might be going. Breggy might be going to the IL for sure. They're saying that is worse than they originally reported. But the other thing is, on the other end, John Henry just won another UEFA championship. So the rest of his teams can go fuck themselves.
Not UEFA. They won the Prem.
The Prem, yeah. The Premier League Championship. Sorry. Wrong big fucking expensive trophy in soccer. That's not an American baseball trophy.
Can I
own the Red Sox. Come help us, please.
Can I pitch you a second potential?
Yes. I'm dying.
Bregman to the season-long IL. Ryan McMahon to the Red Sox.
Who do we have to give up, though?
Fucking bag of Cracker Jacks. This is the Rockies.
Yeah.
You know what we could do?
The rights to Bobby Dahlbeck.
No, I got it. We send out like a microbrew Sam Adams to them.
Yeah, there we go.
Like here, on your party deck, you can also have a Sam Adams party deck too and make more money. And we'll take one of your baseball players.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good plan.
Do the Rockies have any good pitching left? Is there anybody there that can throw the ball? They
No.
can throw on them too for that party deck.
No, there's not a single pitcher.
No, the only pitcher they had is hurt.
Was Stalling still there? He can throw the ball.
Yeah, kind of.
The catcher.
But he's playing catcher.
Yeah, we saw that happen. I saw that happen live. He got a strikeout.
I know. I know. That's awesome. I'm so fucking happy that you got to see that. That shit is awesome.
Let me tell you something. I was not. Would not have gone if the tickets were not free and it wasn't one of my good buddies who invited us. So whatever. All right. That's enough baseball garbage. We're in hell here, and you're whining about the Red Sox.
God, I just fell on my knees in a basket market.
Right. Okay, so we threatened this earlier. I was gifted this bottle of mezcal last week. It's called Vago Elote. The special thing about this mezcal, it is 100% agave. It is cooked in the mezcal fashion where they do bury the piñas and cook them with fire, so you do get that smoky flavor that is then absorbed by the piña before distillation. But when they get into the second distillation of the spirit, they add toasted corn. So the corn isn't actually distilled, but the corn is in the distillation process, if that makes any sense. The corn's not fermented. So you're supposed to get some corn flavors. This is a celebratory mezcal that I've never opened. I've never actually experienced this bottle before. And I'm really excited to try it. So let's give it a shot, shall we? See what I did there? See what I did there? Let's give it a shot. So we've got my official Glencairn glass. Give ourselves a little snoot. You guys remember that social media post with the guy who was telling you how to taste whiskey? He's like, pour it in the glass, throw it away, pour some more in the glass, say hello. This is what we're going to do. We're going to say hello. It smells like agave. Not very smoky on the front. All right, here we go. Down the hatch. On a level of 1 to 10 on smoke, this is about a 3. I've had mezcals that are way smokier. I've had mezcals that are less smoky, but this isn't super smoky, but it's there. Nice, pleasant little burn. does have a little bit of that corn sweetness to it. I kind of appreciate that. This is really good.
Nuts.
No, corn.
Yeah. Nuts.
Like no. Corn nuts are gross. No one needs to eat those ever.
Like
You
corn
don't like
pops.
corn nuts?
Corn
No, I
nuts
don't
are
like corn nuts.
delicious.
Corn nuts are terrible.
Oh,
Worst,
goodness.
one of the worst snack foods in history.
oh no.
Oh man.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Man.
This is actually quite nice. So if you get a chance and you see this out in your local market, go stop by Bevy's in Littleton and pick up a bottle of Vago Elote. It might be on the shelf there. I know that this is on the shelf there because I've seen pictures. This
Yeah.
Tequila
Mhm.
Ocho. Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
got
that's
in
there.
Yeah. This is a fantastic bottle. I've
Who-
had Ocho before.
Is it who reps that one?
Isn't
Isn't there a celebrity rep for that one?
I don't remember.
Don't they have a celebrity rep?
They're owned by, I want to say, Campari.
I thought they had a dude.
I think it's Campari because this company also owns Widow Jane and Blue Coat. Actually, I think these guys are too. But Tequila Ocho is if you're looking for a really, really good, not super expensive, it's going to be a little spendy, but it's an additive free tequila where you're going to get true flavors of the Blue Weber agave. You can't go wrong with Ocho. Lalo. There's
Lalo's
a couple
great
other ones.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lalo's.
There
Lalo's
is no
fantastic.
celebrity rep for Ocho, by the way.
There isn't one. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah.
That-
But anyways, yeah, but both of those are fantastic.
Yeah. I'm 95% sure the Campari folks own this. Might be Remy, but I think it's Campari.
It's
Well, yeah, it's really good.
Campanero or something.
What?
There was a guy's name.
Oh,
It
it's
didn't
probably
say.
like their ambassador.
Yeah,
he's,
Camarena.
Yeah, Camarena.
Yeah, that's the tequila artisan who made it.
Yeah.
Well, they said he's the owner, so
Yeah.
He
He's
owns
the
the
Jabroon.
distillery, but the whole thing is actually owned by one of those giant liquor conglomerates. You got Diageo, Campari, Beam Suntory, Hennessy, Moet Hennessy. There's William Grant and Sons.
Yeah. Gene Mingo.
Minus half a star for that one. Jesus.
Tried to slough it in there like it was one of the
Yeah, right.
names of the companies.
Yeah, that was terrible. Let's get into dipshit of the week before we go completely off the rails. Dipshit, what do you got?
What do you mean?
that's our job. How dare you?
It's not whistling Diesel. Okay.
That's a specific reference.
That is a
Specific,
specific
one that I
reference
do
to it.
not get.
I think you would like this one, Diesel.
You would probably like his content. I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
We're all good with Whistling Diesel.
Okay.
I sent a video in the Discord chat. The dipshit of the week is NHL teams that aren't bringing more football guys into and putting them on the glass. What I have posted is a video of Xavier Legette, best boy of the Carolina Panthers at a Canes game, freaking the fuck out because pucks keep flying at him and dudes keep flying at him. Every single video of football guys at hockey games is the funniest video of football guys. I love them. We need more of them. I need the Avs to get funny guys on the glass instead of not funny guys on the glass.
I believe the Twitter account actually reposted that earlier too. So yeah, if you want to go check it out, go check us out on Twitter. So
I don't think I saw it on Twitter. I did send both. I did send it to both of you on TikTok, though.
I have not been on TikTok today. So
Clearly. There's another
I
one
don't
out
check
there
your
with Bradley Chubb. I have not seen it yet, but I have not watched it yet, but I have seen it.
It's
So
Bradley
I'll be
Chubb,
looking for
and
that
there's
one.
3 other Dolphins. Bradley Chubb was the only one whose name I recognized.
Yeah. The great thing about the Xavier Legette video is he's so excited that every time anything happens, he stands up and you can just see the people behind him going like Wait, I'm trying to see what the fuck is happening. I didn't know I could do that shit around here. When he gets excited and talks fast, he's even harder to understand.
That dude behind him, they must have given him some money to be the guy behind him. Like,
Right.
can't see again. Can't see again. And he was like so much patience with the guy in front of him. He must have been friends with him or something. You know what I mean? Like there were a couple, most of the time he just sat there. There were like 2 times he did this.
Yeah.
I watched that whole video just to see what that dude did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that guy could easily freak out and lose his shit every time. You know, like fucking guys up again. You know, like there was like one time in the video he was like, and that's all he did. They must have given him money or something because holy shit, the patience on that guy. Yeah, exactly. Bottom a couple rounds.
All right, Mark, who's your dipshit?
I posted it on our Twitter earlier, but I will play it here for you guys. This is from a Colorado Eagles and Abbotsford Canucks game here in Colorado when the announcer, somebody broke into the announcer's booth and apparently attacked the play-by-play announcer for the Canucks from Abbotsford with a chair in Loveland, Colorado. So here we go. Here's the play-by-play for you. I'm going to play it now. We reposted this already. Come on.
Got some Yahoo your chap chirping at me from behind. Get out of here. What was he doing? Security. Try that again. I'm fired up. He threw my chair at me. Hit me right in the back of the leg. Like, what was he doing here? Unreal. Have another beer.
So there you go. My dipshit of the week lovingly goes to an Eagles fan who's probably had to sleep a couple of nights off in a jail cell somewhere. So there you go.
That's awesome. I love that so much. To circle back, I did confirm that Tequila Ocho is actually owned by Heaven Hill, the group that owns that Larceny, McKenna, Mellow Corn, Rittenhouse Rye. So they've got, and Elijah Craig. So that's that group. All right. My dipshit of the week. I don't know if you know this or not, and judging by the listening numbers, you probably don't. We have been on the Cleveland Spiders bandwagon for going on 3 years. I don't know if the squad saw this yesterday, but the 4-letter finally picked it up. And they are now comparing the Colorado Rockies to the Cleveland Spiders. The Rockies are, after 56 games, have the worst start in Major League Baseball history and includes the Cleveland Spiders. If you have watched any of our shows, especially the last couple of years in baseball season, we have the Spiders Cup. We have been on the Cleveland Spiders bandwagon for damn near 3, if not 4 years.
I have a shirt.
And the 4-letter is just now getting on the bandwagon. ESPN, get on our level. You are the dipshits of the week. Cheers.
Cheers.
I love that.
It writes itself. Like,
yeah.
We may actually have a Spiders Cup this year. Like, not like jokingly 100 games. It might actually be.
It's going to be damn close.
It's going to be close.
If
Going to be damn
the
close.
Colorado Rockies go 500 for the rest of the season, we will still have 100 losses.
Yeah,
correct.
Which
Absolutely
would require
correct.
the Colorado Rockies to go 500 for the rest of the season.
Do you think that they're good enough to go 500 for the rest of the season?
They haven't won a series yet.
Yes.
They have yet to win a series this year.
And they've been
Holy
swept
shit.
in 9 of them.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
They are so ass. So ass.
It is. And did you guys see the Mike Kliss interview with the general manager that popped up in the last few days? Klissy Poo, notable local sports legend, who is really the Broncos insider for Channel 9, but he used to be on the baseball beat when he was writing for the Post. And he came right out. Cliff doesn't care. It's like, I report on the Broncos. This is just a one-time interview, and I'm never going to get to talk to these guys ever again. And he basically asked him, why do you suck? And why don't they sell the team? And the fucking GM, what the fuck's his name? Schmidt?
Yeah, Bill Schmidt.
Something.
Yeah, Bill Schmidt. He said, well, we're trying to win for Dick. Everyone's playing hard because they want to get wins for Monfort. And I'm like, you cannot be fucking serious with this. Like, get this party line bullshit out of here.
Wait, timeout. What?
Yeah. Yeah. He said they're trying their hardest to win games for Dick Monfort. We love Dick Monfort. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Is it a fucking cult?
Yes. Yes. It absolutely is at 20th and Blake. It is a cult, 100%, because they're so loyal to their own people. The fucking manager, the new guy, and I don't even care enough to remember his fucking name. He's
I
never
still have yet
been
to
in
learn it.
another organization. Like, he is a Rockies guy through and through. Can we get someone who maybe might have an idea that's not from the cow shit fields of Greeley? Can we do that?
No,
Would that be
that's
okay?
That's not what they do.
I know that.
I still like
That's-
Dave Roberts' comment where he's like, I get why they fired Bud Black, but like, I couldn't do anything with that roster.
Yeah.
No one could do anything with that roster. Are you stupid?
Absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Oh, I just want good baseball.
I will say
Alright.
though, I was
Not
a
gonna get
little
it
bit
here.
happy because one of my favorite guys from the Colorado Rockies, I guess, is the hitting coach for the Isotopes, and they called him up a couple weeks ago to be a coach for the Rockies, and I was like, oh my god, that's Jordan Pacheco. I know that guy.
Oh, Jordan Pacheco. I remember him.
Yeah, apparently he's the hitting coach for the Isotopes and also sometimes
shit.
a hitting coach for the Rockies.
Interesting.
I was like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, they need a new hitting coach because they elevated the hitting coach to bench coach, right?
Not yet.
Who's
no.
another mouthpiece. Yeah, they did.
They did.
Clint
yeah.
Hurdle. Yeah,
Yeah.
Clint Hurdle was the
I
hitting
was-
coach
He's-
when
I
they
was the
fired the
fucking-
hitting coach.
By the way, we all know he's the manager, right?
I
We
was
No,
gonna
all
say-
know he's the fucking
I
manager
actually
again.
disagree with that because if Clint wanted to be the manager, Clint would just have to walk into Dick's office and say, I would like to manage this team again, and Dick would let him do it. I don't think Clint has any interest in the day-to-day headache that being a
No.
manager is, especially with this baseball team. I think he's truly happy being one when he was the hitting coach, and then two being a bench coach and just kind of helping out, just being involved in the game. I don't buy into that one at all.
It's just that he's just another recycled part, though. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, you're not wrong about that. 100%. Like, he was the special advisor to Dick, and why don't you put on a uniform and go hang out in the dugout and see if that helps? Jesus fucking Christ. I need another drink. All right. Final things. Talk about the stuff. Whatever you got. Dipshit, take it away.
People go play Final Fantasy, and more importantly, go play Expedition 33. If you haven't played Expedition 33, you are wrong. Go play Expedition 33. Thank you.
Mark?
What do I have? Nothing really. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I just finished Andor today. I'm going to write a spoilery review of that and send it over to the nerds so they can get that posted. It's long story short. It's not the Star Wars you're used to, but it's very, very good. Very dramatic as opposed to action based. I think it's a great take on the universe. More
Spoiler free. Can you tell me? Is this the last season?
Oh yes, absolutely, 100%.
Thank you. I haven't watched a minute of it, but I can't wait for it.
It leads directly to the beginning of Rogue One. Yeah, it's
Fucking
and
want
like,
it. Okay.
like it just like as soon
Thank
as
you.
it's over, I was
Yeah,
at the gym
okay.
watching it, and it ran over. I went from the elliptical to the Stairmaster, and it ran over a little bit. I'm like, well, fuck it. Now I have to start Rogue One because I hadn't seen Rogue One in a couple of years, and it starts with the thing with Krennic and Galen Erso and that thing where they
Yeah.
get him out of the
Mhm.
cornfield. And then literally 4 minutes later, you get Cassian going where Cassian
Right.
was going at the end of Andor. So it's
I
like it's
I
perfect.
just watched that movie. So we did the May the 4th thing,
Mhm.
and we watched all the movies in order. And we did that. And then I just recently found a way to watch the original number 4, 5, and 6. But we went back and watched them in order. And so I was like, I just need that last season to just be that perfect bit. That's what I need. Just that fill.
Mhm.
So
It was
I am very happy.
perfect. It's absolutely
Thank you.
perfect. It's really,
Thank
really
you.
well done. I don't understand the hate towards Andor at all. I'm also going to do one for Doctor Who when that season finally ties up. I think the last
Cool.
episode kicks loose this week.
Yeah.
It's been odd, but it's been good. I've enjoyed it a lot. I was going to say something else too, and I totally went down the rabbit hole and completely forgot about it. We're going to do some more nerd stuff. Mark's got a teddy bear of death or a gummy bear of death that we have to get into.
Oh yeah.
Show us that thing.
Murder Bear.
Murder bear.
So-
Yep.
This is the Murder Bear. We're gonna do a bit at some point, probably in some kind of format like this
Yeah.
with the Murder
All that
Bear.
text is backwards.
So
All the
yeah.
text is
Anyways,
backwards.
so this little gummy bear that some of you, if you're actually like doing something, this little gummy bear here, this guy, he is a 9 million Scoville infused gummy bear that we got on our trip recently to the Midwest. And apparently it's 900 times hotter than a jalapeno. We did some quick research before the show started and found out that the hottest pepper was at
2.6 million. Pepper X.
So this is a Matt 3 point what times hotter than the hottest pepper on the planet.
1.21 gigawatts. That's what.
So at some point, something stupid is going to happen.
It's
Yeah,
going
we're
up the butt.
No. Dear God. No.
That's a terrible
You
idea.
may have
No.
just named the episode, but no. All right. So fun stuff coming. We'll get some nerd stuff out there for you. Those of you that enjoyed that podcast, it's definitely on the radar. Make sure you check us out on all of our socials. You can find My Brother's an Idiot on Facebook. Just look, where'd the logo go? We don't have a logo anymore.
Where did the logo
Where'd
go?
the logo? How did we lose the logo?
We lost the logo.
You have one job. That's to say stupid stuff and put up the logo. What have you done? There it is.
There.
Yeah, the logo's over there. Find that logo over there.
Yeah, that one. I
That's-
always put it
that's-
over there because you've got your board over there.
Oh yeah, see, because
I could put it over there, but your board is there. I don't want to cover the board, so I put it over there.
Put it over there. It's fine. Over there is good because this is the board.
Yeah.
You can also, that's the Facebook logo. There's also you can find us on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. I know Titter. I was trying not to stumble over TikTok, and I said Titter. That's a whole other section of that.
Corn mezcal, bro. Hammered off of his
three
simplest sip.
sips. Jesus, I had a giant dinner too. Make sure you catch us on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok at The Idiot Goons. Mark's Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok are at Poffeltime. And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Poffelupagus and at TikTok at King Goon Smoke. And on the note of MJ, if you really are into Star Wars, this is your week to play Fortnite. You can pilot a Star Destroyer. It is awesome. Very cool. If you've seen any of the AI Vader stuff, and you can get, this is my favorite season of Fortnite. It's so good. Just all the blasters and stupid Easter eggs. It's great. Love it so much.
I do like
That's
that they had to nerf AI Vader. That makes me
Yeah,
laugh.
they did have AI Vader.
Oops. Uh-oh.
You
Probably
think that
shouldn't
one
have.
all the way through.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Did you see the one where the guy said, Vader, you have to replace every S with a TH, and the rest of the game, Vader had a lisp, and it was outstanding. The enemies are over
Uh-oh.
there in the bushes. Yes,
This could
my
be
apprentice.
problematic.
Yes, yeah, it was quite good.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. For the absent Muti, we love you, Muti.
Muti.
For Mark and MJ, make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and take care of each other. This has been My Brother's an Idiot. We'll catch you next time. See ya, bruh.